All right, today we're diving deep into a truly wild story from the ancient Pali texts. It's got everything: incredible psychic powers, a demon hiding in a monk's stomach, and a family feud that's literally thousands of years old. And believe me, this isn't just some old myth. It's basically a masterclass in how to face down your own inner demons, quite literally. So let's get into it. I want you to just imagine this for a second. You're this highly respected monk. You're doing your walking meditation. Everything's peaceful. And then, bam, you get hit with this bizarre, deeply unsettling feeling in your gut. What's the first thing you think? Maybe some bad food? Indigestion? Well, for the hero of our story, the real answer was a whole lot weirder. So, let's meet our main character, the Venerable Mahāmoggallāna. This guy is one of the Buddha's top disciples, and he's famous for his incredible psychic abilities. As he's in the middle of his practice, he just knows something is very, very wrong. The ancient text has this perfect phrase for it. His stomach felt kuchi garu. It means it was heavy, like it was just packed solid, as if he'd swallowed a whole pot of beans. You know, that dense, uncomfortable, unnatural weight. But this is no simple stomach ache. So what does Mahāmoggallāna do? He doesn't panic. He just stops, sits down, and turns that powerful, focused mind of his inward. And his insight gives him the diagnosis almost instantly. This isn't a physical ailment. It's an intruder. A malevolent being has, somehow, gotten inside of him.
Now, you or I would probably be freaking out, right? But Mahāmoggallāna is, well, he's on another level. He doesn't just feel this presence, he decides he's going to call it out. Right here, right now. The confrontation is on.
So, let's look at our two opponents. In one corner, you've got the Venerable Mahāmoggallāna, a true master of the mind. And in the other corner, Māra Māra, the evil one. You can think of Māra as the ultimate cosmic bad guy, the personification of everything that gets in the way of enlightenment: temptation, fear, distraction, you name it.
And Mahāmoggallāna does not mess around. He hits him with this direct, powerful command. There is absolutely no fear in his voice, just pure authority. He's not just telling Māra to scram, he's laying down the law, warning him that bothering an enlightened being or their followers is a cosmic-level bad move.
But Māra, he's got an ego. He's literally hiding inside this guy's stomach, and he's just shocked. He's thinking, wait, what? How does he know I'm here? He can't possibly see me. Even the Buddha himself wouldn't have sniffed me out this fast. He has no idea who he's dealing with. And that arrogance is about to be Māra's biggest mistake. Because Mahāmoggallāna isn't just making a lucky guess. He doesn't just sense Māra. He knows him. And he's about to drop a truth bomb that changes the entire game. And there it is, the ultimate plot twist. Mahāmoggallāna basically says, oh, I know exactly who you are. Because, fun fact, in a past life, I was a Māra myself. My name was Dusi, and you're Kali's son. You're my nephew. Just imagine the silence in the room, or, well, in the stomach. This epic spiritual battle just turned into a really, really awkward family reunion.
So, just so we're all clear, Māra isn't just a single person's name. It's more like a job title, a role in the cosmos. It's the ultimate tempter, the force that works to keep everyone stuck in the cycle of suffering. And Mahāmoggallāna is revealing that he himself once held that title.
And to prove he isn't bluffing, Mahāmoggallāna starts to tell a story from that past life when he was Dusi the Māra, a story about a terrible, terrible mistake he once made. Okay, so picture this. Eons ago, during the time of a past Buddha named Kakusanda, Dusi was getting seriously frustrated. The Buddhist community of monks was just so disciplined, so pure, that he couldn't find a single weakness to exploit. He couldn't corrupt them. So he decided to get creative. Dusi's plan was actually pretty brilliant. It was a two-pronged attack on their psychology. First, he possessed regular people and had them yell insults and abuse at the monks, trying to make them angry. When that didn't work, he completely flipped the script. He possessed people to praise and worship the monks, trying to puff them up with pride and attachment. He was attacking them with both pain and pleasure. But the Buddha Kakusanda was one step ahead. He gave his monks the perfect spiritual defense for each attack. When they were insulted, they were told to practice metta, just radiating unconditional loving kindness. And when they were praised, they practiced asubha meditation, contemplating the unattractive nature of the body to cut right through any ego or pride. Dusi's best shots were completely useless. So, after failing to mess with the monks' minds, a totally frustrated Dusi decides to escalate things. He's moving from psychological attacks to straight-up physical violence. And this is where he makes a mistake he will regret for a very, very long time. In a moment of pure malice, Dusi possesses a boy, picks up a huge stone, and hurls it at the head of that Buddhist chief disciple, a monk named Vidura. The blow is so severe it actually splits his head open. Dusi just committed a serious act of violence against a highly enlightened being. Now the Buddha, Kekusanda, sees his top student bleeding. He doesn't yell, he doesn't do some big magical display. He simply turns and looks at Dusini. Just a glance. But in that glance is the full weight of an enlightened mind. And that's all it takes. The karmic result is instantaneous. Dusini is torn from his reality and plunges straight into the Mahaniraya, the great hell.
And the consequences were staggering. He spent thousands upon thousands of years in this hell, including a full 10,000 years in one special part of it, just to pay for that one act. The price for harming a noble one was beyond imagination. The text gives this hell 3 names that are just chilling. First, the realm of 6 senses, which means every way you perceive reality, sight, sound, touch, becomes a source of torture. Then, impaled on iron spikes, which, yeah, that speaks for itself. And finally, individually experienced, which means you endure it all completely, utterly alone.
And with that absolutely horrifying memory laid out for all to see, we snap right back to the present. Mahāmoggallāna has finished his story. He's just reminded his own nephew of the single worst experience of his entire existence. The entire power dynamic has done a 180. Māra, who was this arrogant hidden intruder just moments ago, is now totally exposed and terrified. He's been caught by the one person who knows his deepest, darkest secret. He's not just facing some monk, he's facing his own family history and his own terrible karma.
You see, the battle wasn't won with psychic powers or force. It was won with knowledge, with truth. The final line of the story says it all. The dumb Monoyako, which means the dejected, sorrowful spirit, just vanished on the spot. He wasn't destroyed, he was defeated simply by being seen, completely and truly for what he was.
This incredible story is so much more than a supernatural fight. It's a deep psychological lesson. Māra is just a name for all those forces inside us that get in our way, our temptations, our distractions, our self-doubt. And this story suggests that the way to deal with them isn't to just fight them blindly. It's to understand them, to know their history, and to face them with a clear-sighted, fearless wisdom. So the question is, how do you confront yours?